Hi, today I am going to give a quick review of Darkest Dungeon by Red Hook Studios. So, in Darkest Dungeon, you have been left the family estate by your now deceased brother, and he has entrusted you with repairing it to its former glory. The estate is made up of a number of buildings, which each have their own roles within the game, such as recruiting new heroes, upgrading equipment and skills, or removing diseases you've picked up during your adventures. Each of these buildings can be upgraded using heirlooms that you discover and earn during missions. This provides additional perks, or reduces the cost of using the building's resources. Your roster of heroes contains the usual archetypes such as tanks, healers, damage per second, and support, with each individual also having additional quirks, diseases, and stress levels, which all play an integral role in the game and must be accordingly managed. Your main activity outside of repairing the estate is taking on missions across the map, with locations such as the Cove, Weed, Ruin, and Warrens, each with their own unique traps and enemies. Here you will see information also pertaining to the selected mission, such as the length and difficulty, as well as the reward should you be successful in completing it. The next step is to select the chosen warriors that will take part in this mission, and load up on provisions such as torches and food, as this will allow them to progress throughout. One of Darkest Dungeon's strongest points is the voice acting of the narrator, whose deep, gravelly voice adds an air of despondency and gravity
Pace out the
to
halls
the
of your
situation.
lineage once familiar, now foreign.
You traverse rooms through connecting corridors using the A and D buttons or by clicking on the respective side of the screen. One of the main features in Darkest Dungeon is the level of light, with players gaining element of surprise on enemies when it is bright, but better loot when it is dark, and thus must weigh up the risk-reward factors. Players will also come across curios in the missions, which can result in additional loot or, in this case, may be trapped, though my hero was able to resist the trap and then dodge the trap that I additionally blundered into. Combat is turn-based, with sides attacking and reacting using their skills. Effects such as Blight and Bleed are particularly useful, but in the correct condition, as a skeleton can't bleed, but can still be affected by the rotting effects of Blight. A key element in the combat is the Barbarians of Permadeath, and players can quickly begin to panic when they start taking quite a lot of damage. Some enemies also deal additional stress damage that will leave an ongoing effect on heroes unless they rally to the challenge, though more often than
Many
not, the
fall
stress
in
will
the
get
face
to
of
the hero,
chaos,
and this
but
may
not this
result
one.
in them refusing
Not
to heal
today.
or actively aggroing enemies.
The walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
Now,
Executed with
provided we have,
impunity.
beyond the odds, succeeded in our battle, the heroes receive
Be
loot,
wary.
though they are limited
Triumphant
to the amount
pride
in which they can carry,
precipitates a
so
dizzying
decisions
fall.
must be made on what to keep and what to throw away. Though having made it back to this state in more or less one piece, our heroes will still suffer from the horrors that they have witnessed and must take steps to de-stress, be it drinking or frequenting a brothel. However, some may have specific limitations upon them, either from their own misbehaving or from their beliefs, and as such, catering to each hero's needs is essential in order to keep them at their best. Overall, I personally love the game, from the meaty sound effects such as the highwayman's gun or the man-at-arms mace, to the cel-shaded art style and the clear homage to the works of H.P. Lovecraft and Cthulhu. I will say that at times the game can be frustratingly unforgiving, such as Dark Souls-esque, with many of the bosses in particular resulting in me rage quitting quite violently. But this has, by effect, resulted in a much more tangible feeling of success when I have managed to beat one of the enemies. I would, although, say that at times there is a bit of a lack of variety, but with upcoming DLC now due in the new year, this may address this issue. So, thanks for checking out my video, and see you around.